Hey everyone, it's Algranath here from The Right Way. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed this article. This came out, where's the date for this? There we go, September the 24th. It's now the 6th of October, so it's been quite a while. I just can't believe I missed this. Uproar as an all-boys netball team beats girls to win state title. So this is in Australia, so state is like a province area. So if you're not from a Commonwealth country, you don't know what netball is. Essentially, netball is a poor person's basketball. So it's basically basketball without the dribbling. You just have to pass and catch, pass and catch, pass and catch. So when you catch, you remain stationary. Pretty much it's all female dominated. There is hardly any boys teams or all boys or all male competitions for men or boys to play in. So it's all completely dominated by females. So, an all boys netball team that bet a female side to win the state title this week was reportedly subjected to ugly abuse after the final. Oh my god, how can that be? Is that women just, subjecting abuse to little boys? I guess they're not little, we'll see how old they were later on in the article here. So, an angry backlash has erupted after an all boys netball team won a state title in Queensland by beating sides made up of female players in the decider. So basically, it was one boys team, all boys, going up against all of the other female teams for that particular state. So this is a representative. So around different parts of the state of Queensland, they had representative teams, all females except for one. The Queensland Suns were an under 17 team. So under 17 comprised entirely of boys and won the under 18s championship in Brisbane this week, beating the regional female teams en route to the trophy. So they were playing girls who were probably 1 year older than they were. Probably there's probably a mix, I'd guess, but even the boys will have a mix of ages as well. The Courier Mail reports after the Suns beat the Bond University Bull Sharks 46-12. That was, oh my god, they absolutely destroyed the female team, the under 17 boys, 46-12. Smashed them. I wonder why that could be. I wonder. In the final, some members of the crowd directed abuse towards the boys, with many believing it was unfair they were allowed to compete. In fact, I do believe it's unfair because men and women are different, and you can't have them playing at the same in the same competition because the men or boys will always win out. All right. I don't know if you heard the story about the US national women's soccer team played an under 15s representative boys team. So I think it was some sort of the Houston team. So made up of players around Houston. And the under 15 boys destroyed the United States women's national soccer team. So it just goes to show you. But this is what happens when people with woke agendas going on for diversity and inclusion get made, people that can control sports and things. Suns coach Tammy Holcraft told the publication the abuse ranged from comments made courtside deliberately within earshot of the Suns contingent to adults making vulgar comments directed directly behind the team bench. It's disappointing that frustration was directed at the players. That's totally correct. Shouldn't be. It's not the boys' fault. It's the stupid administrators that let them play in the competition. At the very core of this, our boys just want to play, and they cop the brunt of these comments and behaviours and were made to feel unwelcomed and unsupported. And the netball chief, so the person who runs Netball Queensland, defended the boys playing the girls. Let's have a read of this. Netball Queensland has strongly defended the state's decision to allow an all-boys team to take part in the state netball competition. We want to make it clear there is a place for everyone in our sport. Yeah, right. You do know there are differences between men and women, right? We stand by the decision to choose inclusion over exclusion and to invite the Queensland Suns to return to the state titles given they have limited opportunities to play in a high-performance environment due to low participation numbers and limited pathways. And why is that? That's your job, Netball Queensland Chief. That's your job to get that up, get the participation rates up. What have you been doing? There's no mention about what you've been doing to get the participation rates up so that women or girls don't have to play against boys, which is patently unfair. Everyone knows this. It's just ridiculous. We recognise that change is sometimes uncomfortable, and we are buoyed by the support of our wider netball community who are embracing men and boys in competition formats and have done so for some time in a mixed netball capacity. So what's going to happen when you get even more boys teams playing and they just completely demolish all the girls teams all the time? Are you going to find out that girls will no longer remain playing your sport? That's what's going to happen, right? Why would you keep playing a sport when you get demolished by a group of people of a different gender every single time? The inclusion of both women and men in the competition in 2021 was about affording all netballers the opportunity to play and develop our great game. While we've been subjected to commentary around the difficult physical attributes, it should also be remembered that men are new participants to our sport and play a different style of netball. Well, they might be new to your sport, they completely demolished all the girls that have been playing that are not new to your sport. So what does that tell you? It's also imperative that we provide a platform for men and boys to participate, because if you can't see it, you can't be it, and we aspire to be a sport for all. That's just ridiculous, right? I'm not of a particular ethnicity, so I'm not Chinese. If I were Chinese and I don't see any Chinese players playing rugby, is it going to turn me off the sport if I really like it? No, it's not. It's just ridiculous. I mean, these woke things that these people come up with is just stupid. Chief Executive of Netball Queensland, Catherine Clark, stood by the decision and even said girls benefit from playing against boys as it pushes both males and females to improve their game. Well, if you just physically can't match it with the boys, it doesn't matter how much you improve, you're not going to beat them because they're going to improve the same amount as well. They, the boys, are really desperate to play, and I think they played beautiful netball, as did all the girls' teams, although the boys completely demolished the girls. But the boys don't have a lot of other places to play, and they brought their game. We know that we can build and develop and strengthen the game of our girls by playing against the best players regardless of gender. You're not, because they're going to stop playing if they just keep getting destroyed by a boys team all the time. Alright? If this was a girls team going into a boys competition, I would have the same position. Of course, because they're never going to win if they go into a boys competition. Why do women rugby players not play against men rugby players? Because they'll get smashed, right? Due to the physical nature of men's bodies. Why do women gridiron players do not play against men gridiron players? Because they will get smashed. Let's get a standalone boys competition, because all they want is an opportunity to play and compete, and we're absolutely committed and creating the pathway for them. Well, get off your ass, get that done before too many girls decide they don't want to play anymore. And I still think there will be a desire from a girl's perspective to play against the boys. I don't think so. Somehow I don't think so. Develop your skills. You get better as a player if you play against strong teams and strong players. Clark explained that the decision to let boys play in the competition was part of a wider move to encourage diversity and inclusion. There we go. All those woke talking points. Diversity and inclusion. No matter what it's going to affect the girls and their feelings and their enjoyment of the game, right? They're not playing against people of their peers, of the same likability. They're just not. It's the principle of diversity and inclusion that we feel strongly about, and hence we made the decision that we did. Whenever you play against better people, better teams, or just people who had better day than you, you learn and you grow. Yes, but it's a difference when these people have physical attributes through their gender or sex, which makes them a hell of a lot better at the sport than the females. Can you not know this? We can learn watching males and females, and in this case, I would have backed the girls to win. I would have backed the girls to win, honestly. You're kidding me. I think we just got to focus on playing the game of netball and less on the gender. Yep, go for it. I don't really care. I mean, I really feel sorry for the girls. They shouldn't have to put up with this, but let's have a look at some of the comments from people who didn't agree with this. NRL commentators, that's a rugby league commentator, and radio host Andrew Voss said it was bullshit. The boys team, which was undefeated throughout the tournament and boasted an average winning margin of 29 goals. So basically, they won all their games with an average of 29 goals. So basically, you get a chance to get the ball and start at the start and pass off and get a goal. Then it's the other team's chance to get a goal. So you take turns passing off at the start and have possession. So to win by 29 goals, you're absolutely smashing the other team, right? How's this common sense? Voss said on his SEN breakfast show. You're surely not going to endorse that as a way of the future at under 18s level. They say they want to be inclusive, not exclusive. This is bullshit. It's a farce. NRL legend Cameron Smith and former Melbourne League stormate Matt Guy's daughter played against the Suns team this week, and Smith's wife went along to watch a game. She just said Matt's daughter's team were a gun side and they had no chance. The males were just too fast, too physical. It was just a disadvantage. Well, there we go. I mean, a female has said state the obvious. It's crazy. How do you put one male team in against all other females and expect the girls to compete, particularly at that age when they're still developing? It's not fair. Oh, the boys are still developing as well. They're at the same stage, right? Males might develop slightly faster, but they're still developing. That's a weird one to enter a male team in a netball competition. In a Facebook post after the final, the Bull Sharks wrote, "Congratulations on an outstanding tournament to our under-18 women, undefeated by other women's teams for the week and runners-up in the state titles." Didn't mention that they got beaten by the all-boys team. Netball Queensland, in their wisdom, thought it would be fair to include a young men's state team against a regional young women's team and allow them to contest the state title. Netball Queensland seems to be as intelligent as the QRL with a facepalm emoji. I don't know what QRL is. Netball Queensland posted about the success of the state titles on Facebook, but the comments underneath were extremely critical. Oh, I've got to read these. These are supposed to be awesome. While everyone is patting themselves on the back for being inclusive and allowing boys to play in this competition, has anyone stopped to ask the girls how they feel about this? Alan de Villiers wrote, "What I saw during the comp was a bunch of excited, energetic, competitive girls until they played the boys." Oh, I feel so sorry for the girls. You shouldn't have to go through this because of some woke sports administrator. After each game against the boys, where every team was beaten convincingly, may I add, I watched the girls become suddenly deflated and unenthused. It seemed most girls were initially keen to play the boys only to face the reality that boys were physically stronger, could move faster and jump higher. Anyone with an ounce of common sense can see this is not good for netball. Please stop bringing your politics into this and think of the players. I'm not hating on the boys at all. On the contrary, I have the utmost respect for them. They treated the girls with, I think, absolute respect and played hard and fair. I even heard a whisper that they offered to withdraw from the grand final. Let's keep netball fair and ensure boys play against boys. That was really good of them. If that's true, if that was true, that the boys wanted to withdraw from the grand final, that's big ups to them, right? Jason Ward added, "It's an absolute disgrace. How these decisions get made, who knows? Absolute stupidity and inclusiveness gone mad. Done nothing to inspire girls who were humiliated." Joe Muir, whoever that is, "I don't know of any sport in the world that would have allowed this to happen. Total disgrace." On Twitter, this person told her nearly 24,000 followers, I guess that's not really huge for Twitter, they got it wrong big time. Fine for the Suns to play when it's an exhibition style thing, but not when it is a train hard for champion style thing. And why bother with all that work when we can never win? I think Queensland Netball screwed up really badly here. Not only hurt the girls who have trained so hard and made a mockery of our championships, but put the Suns in a really shitty position too, when they need more support from netball fans to get a boys-men's competition running. There we go. So that is absolutely true. Wokeness gone mad. I really feel for the girls in that competition. They shouldn't have had to play against the boys. It's just not fair. I feel for the boys not having someone to play against as well. But that's up to Queensland Netball to get off their ass and do something to get more boys and men to play netball if they want to encourage that. Right, even at provincial and international level, the men in netball do not get the same parity of training opportunities and money as the women get. Right, so all of the other sports that are saying, oh, we must invest in our female athletes in the sport to bring them up, you never hear netball doing the same thing. Where is their position of bringing men and boys up in netball and getting them to pay parity with the females at provincial and international level as well? Never hear that from them, right? They should be doing that. You should be doing that. Anyway, I thought this was quite an interesting article, just to goes to show that there are inherent differences between men and women, and you just can't have men and boys playing against girls and women. It just doesn't work. It's not fair on either of the two genders. Alright, well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, feel free to give it a thumbs down. Please leave some comments in the comment section. I'd really love to read what you think and have a bit of a discussion with you. And if you like my content, please give me a subscription, because that will just help YouTube find my videos through its algorithm. Anyway, that's all for this video. I'll catch you next time, hopefully.